Could the Boeing 787-3 become the 797 NMA? Recently, we discussed how Boeing could bring to market a replacement for the grounded Boeing 737 MAX and mothballed 797 in the form of a Boeing 787X. However, Boeing has actually designed the 787X before, the Boeing 787-3. The Boeing 787-3 was initially conceived as a short-haul Boeing 787 variant. The design has the following specifications. The Boeing 787-3 could carry 290 to 330 passengers in a two-class configuration, up to a range of 2,500 to 3,050 nautical miles or 4,630 to 5,650 kilometers. A common misconception is that it was the smallest of the Boeing 787s, but in fact was the same size as the 787-8, but with the same capacity as the 787-10. Because of the passenger density and weight, the aircraft would have a limited range and would not be able to fly very far. The Boeing 787-9 can fly 7,635 nautical miles, or 14,140 kilometers, which is almost 3 times further than the 787-3. The aircraft project was delayed due to production issues with the first-in-line 787-8. Japan Airways and ANA, who had 13 and 28 787-3s each on order respectively, moved their order to the 787-8 type. ANA's primary business reason for adjusting their 787 model selection is focused around aircraft availability to support their fleet plan. The 787-8 is available sooner for delivery than the 787-3 would be. Boeing's statement to Flight Global. Boeing continued, as a result, there are no longer any 787-3 orders in the backlog. Going forward, we'll continue to assess the market viability of the 787-3. And thus, the aircraft concept has been left on a shelf. Until now. Now that Boeing has moved aside plans for a middle-of-the-market filler Boeing 797, they're left with an opportunity to approach the market with a different concept. One that meets that demand for a short to medium-haul airliner with 220 to 270 seats. Currently, this role is catered to by Boeing 757s and 767s, but with these types no longer in production, unless Boeing makes a 757X or 767X, airlines are starting to worry that they won't be able to find a replacement. The Boeing 787-3 concept, if dusted off, would easily fill in that role. Boeing already has the advantage of having 2 major Boeing 787 production lines in operation and a qualified, reliable Dreamliner brand, engine and battery issues notwithstanding. In fact, the Boeing 787-3 would be very much a natural addition to the product range, much like Airbus does with the Airbus A321XLR program, filling a market need with an existing airframe. What would happen if Boeing were to dust off that thing we called a 787-3? Let's tweak it, let's take some weight out, let's do some clever stuff with it, and maybe that's our NMA, said Addison Sconland, founder and partner of Air Insight Research, to Flight Global. Speaking of the Airbus A321XLR, Boeing may have to redesign the 787-3 to better compete against its rival type. As the single-aisle aircraft is cheaper to buy and operate, as well as having a better range, Boeing will need to have a compelling sales proposition to prove how the 787-3 is better. Sconland added to his interview, by 2043, the market for this twin-aisled middle-market airplane will be 2,400 airplanes. That's a respectable number and it's worth chasing.